Hello students, this is the continuation of my previous video on abdominal aorta. In this video, I will continue further on the topic of abdominal aorta and I'll discuss here the branches of the abdominal aorta. In the previous video, I described about the origin, course and termination of abdominal aorta and I described the relations of the abdominal aorta. In this video, I will proceed further and will speak on the branches of the abdominal aorta. These branches are very important for MCQ point of view or in your oral exams, or it can be asked in short note also. Okay, so we'll proceed with the branches of the abdominal aorta. Now, the branches of the abdominal aorta are ventral branches, lateral branches, dorsal branches and the terminal branches. Now what does it mean? Ventral. Now, these are the ventral branches, these are the lateral branches, these are the dorsal branches and these are the terminal branches. So these are the branches of the abdominal aorta. Now what does it mean on ventral branch? Now, what are ventral branches? Now, ventral branches means, suppose if this is the abdominal aorta, okay, this abdominal aorta, okay. So, in front, the branches which are residing from the front of the abdominal aorta on the anterior aspect is the ventral branch or the anterior branch. The branches which are arising from the posterior aspect of the abdominal aorta, posteriorly, from back side, these are the dorsal branch. The branches arising from the lateral aspect or lateral surface of the abdominal aorta are the lateral branches and the terminal branches, the final branches where the abdominal aorta ends. So anterior branches, that is from the anterior surface of the abdominal aorta. Aorta is an artery. It's a thickest artery of the body. So it is very thick. It has internal diameter. It has an anterior surface, posterior surface and lateral surface. So the branches which are arising from the anterior surface would be the ventral. Okay. From the posterior surface would be the dorsal. And from the lateral surface would be the lateral branches and the terminal branches of the abdominal aorta. You understood? So this is the meaning of ventral, lateral, dorsal and terminal branches. Now you have to remember this. This is a very important thing to remember. You have to by heart these branches. Okay. Now these are the ventral branches. We further divide into paired and unpaired. Also lateral divided into paired, unpaired. Dorsal divided into paired and unpaired. And terminal divide into paired and unpaired. Now it's a simple meaning. Paired means it is present on both the sides, right and left. And unpaired means only one. Okay, only one set of that artery. No right or left. Or no superior, no inferior. This way. So it is only paired. Only one side it is present. Okay. So this is ventral, that is arising from the anterior aspect. There are no paired arteries but only unpaired. Celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery and inferior mesenteric artery. So there are three arteries which are present on the ventral aspect and which are unpaired. Okay. Celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery and inferior mesenteric artery. Now from the lateral aspect of the abdominal aorta, there are paired and unpaired. We divide into paired and unpaired, but there are no unpaired branches. There are only paired branches. If you see here on the ventral, it is only unpaired, and on the lateral, it is paired. The paired branches are renal arteries, right and left, gonadal arteries, right and left, inferior phrenic artery, right and left, and middle suprarenal artery, right and left. So these are the paired arteries on the lateral aspect. The dorsal aspect will have both paired and unpaired, that is from the posterior side. So paired are the lumbar arteries and unpaired are the median sacral artery. So paired is lumbar artery and unpaired is median sacral artery. We'll go to the terminal branch. You all know abdominal aorta terminates as paired artery as common iliac artery. That is right and left common iliac arteries. There is no unpaired branch, terminal branch of the abdominal aorta. Okay. So these are the branches of the abdominal aorta. We'll go one by one. Now first is the celiac trunk, which is unpaired. As you see, it is unpaired. Now we'll see where the celiac trunk is. You can see here the unpaired vein arising from the anterior ventral aspect, that is celiac trunk. You can see here. This is celiac trunk. It is the present at the anterior aspect of the abdominal aorta. Now if you remember the relations of the abdominal aorta, celiac trunk was one of the anterior relation of the abdominal aorta. If you see here in the diagram, see anterior relation of the abdominal aorta, one is the celiac trunk, the anterior relation of the abdominal aorta. So celiac trunk is one of the anterior branch of the abdominal aorta, and this is unpaired. So this is celiac trunk. Now more on celiac trunk I'll speak now. Celiac trunk, it originates, okay, what is the origin? This is important for MCQ. It originates from the upper part of the L1 vertebrae. It originates from the upper part of the L1 vertebrae. So here there is one diagram. If you see, this is T12 and this is L1. So this is celiac trunk. Okay, this is celiac trunk. So it arises from the, if you see, it arises at the level of upper part of L1 vertebrae. This is L1. So it arises from the upper part of the L1 vertebrae, at the level of upper part of the L1 vertebrae. So the level of arising of the celiac trunk is upper part of L1 vertebrae. This is important for MCQ purpose. Okay. As the celiac trunk arises from the abdominal aorta at the level of upper part of L1, it divides into three branches. So the branches of the celiac trunk are the left gastric artery, the splenic artery, and the common hepatic artery. So these are the branches of the celiac trunk. So the branches of the celiac trunk is the left gastric artery, which supplies the stomach, the hepatic artery, which will supply the liver, and the splenic artery, which will supply the spleen. So celiac trunk, one of the branch of the abdominal aorta, it arises from the ventral surface or ventral aspect of the abdominal aorta. Okay, it is at the level of upper border of L1 vertebrae. Okay, as soon as it arises, it divides into three branches, that is left gastric artery, common hepatic artery, and splenic artery. Left gastric artery supplies the stomach, common hepatic artery supplies the liver, and splenic artery supplies the spleen. Now the celiac trunk is that trunk which supplies all the structures which is related to abdominal foregut. Now if you remember, in the embryo we have studied foregut, midgut, and hindgut. What does this mean? Foregut is equal to celiac trunk. This means that whichever structure which is developing from the foregut are supplied by the celiac trunk. The viscera, the organs which are developed from the foregut are supplied by the celiac trunk. This is very, very important. Now, which are the structures which are arising from the foregut? Those structures are abdominal esophagus, the stomach, the duodenum, the liver, the pancreas, the gallbladder, and the spleen. Now foregut, it begins from the abdominal part of esophagus and it ends just inferior to the major duodenal papilla. So how foregut arises What is level of foregut? That is from the abdominal part of the esophagus. You know, esophagus has the thoracic part of esophagus and the abdominal part of esophagus. So from the abdominal part of esophagus to the major duodenal papilla. There is one papilla in the duodenum. So that major duodenal papilla, up to that is the foregut. And the structures which are developing from the foregut are the abdominal esophagus, stomach, duodenum, liver, pancreas, gallbladder and spleen. So this is about the celiac trunk. Okay. The next unpaired ventral branch of the abdominal aorta is the superior mesenteric artery. Okay. So that is the unpaired ventral branch of the abdominal aorta. This superior mesenteric artery, if you see, this superior mesenteric artery, it also forms the anterior relation of the abdominal aorta, and it arises from the lower part of L1. From the upper part of L1 arises the celiac trunk, and from the lower part of L1 arises the superior mesenteric artery. From the lower part of L1 arises the superior mesenteric artery. Okay, so remember this superior mesenteric artery. Now this superior mesenteric artery will supply, okay, it will supply to all the structures which are developing from the midgut. It will supply blood to all the organs which are developing from the midgut. Okay, now how midgut starts and it ends? Midgut starts where the foregut ends. So midgut begins just inferior to the major duodenal papilla in the descending part of the duodenum. Okay, so it begins in the descending part of the duodenum. Okay, and it ends at the junction between the proximal 2/3 and distal 1/3 of the transverse colon of the large intestine. Now duodenum has it is C-shaped. Okay, so it has first part, second part, third part and fourth part. So it rises, the midgut arises from the descending part of the duodenum. That is the second part of the duodenum. Okay, this is the second part of the duodenum, and it ends at the junction between the proximal 2/3 and distal 1/3 of the transverse colon. You know, in the large intestine there is ascending colon, then the transverse colon, then the descending colon. So in the transverse colon, the proximal 2/3 and the distal 1/3, the junction between proximal 2/3, suppose this is your transverse colon, this is your transverse colon. Okay, so proximal 2/3 and distal 1/3, then there is descending colon. Okay, then there is descending colon, this is ascending colon. Okay, so if you, this is ascending colon, this is transverse colon. So from proximal 2/3 to distal 1/3, this junction, proximal 2/3 to distal 1/3, this junction, up to this junction is your midgut. So midgut, it arises from the second part, that is the descending part of the duodenum, up to the proximal 2/3 and distal 1/3 of the transverse colon. So what are the structures it will supply? Duodenum, jejunum, ileum, cecum, appendix, ascending colon, and the right 2/3 of the transverse colon. So it will supply the duodenum, jejunum, ileum, cecum, appendix, ascending colon. You know, here it is cecum and the appendix. Okay, so there is cecum and the appendix, and then there is transverse colon. Okay, so this way it will supply. Okay, so if you take the parts of the intestine, if you remember, there is duodenum, okay, then jejunum, ileum, okay, then the cecum, appendix. This is one by one, ascending colon, then transverse colon, So transverse column, majority of the part is supplied by the midgut. It is coming under midgut structure, okay, formed by midgut, okay, and then there is later part of transverse colon in the anal canal, okay. So up to it is supplied by the superior mesenteric artery. So what is superior mesenteric artery? Once again I will repeat. Superior mesenteric artery, this is an artery which arises from the lower part of L1 vertebrae. Yes, it arises from the lower part of the L1 vertebrae and it will supply the structures of the midgut, okay, arising from the midgut, okay. Next is the inferior mesenteric artery. This is also one of the unpaired branch of the ventral aspect of the abdominal aorta, okay. So the unpaired branch is the inferior mesenteric artery. It originates from the ventral aspect of the body of the L3. So it is arising from L3, okay. It is arising from at the level of L3. Inferior mesenteric artery, you can see here, it is arising at the level of L3. So superior mesenteric, the upper border of L1, celiac trunk from the upper border of L1, superior mesenteric artery from the lower border of L1, and inferior mesenteric artery at the level of L3 vertebrae, body of L3 vertebrae, okay. Inferior mesenteric artery will supply all the structures which are developing from the hindgut, okay. So foregut is from celiac trunk, midgut is supplied by the superior mesenteric artery, and hindgut is supplied by the inferior mesenteric artery. Please remember this. It's a very, very important thing to remember, okay. Now we'll talk about the inferior mesenteric artery. This inferior mesenteric artery will supply the structures of the hindgut. Now what are the structures of the hindgut? After the transverse colon, that is the descending colon, the rectum and the anal canal. So that is supplied by the sigmoid colon and then the anal canal. So that is supplied by the inferior mesenteric artery, okay. So these are the ventral unpaired branches of the abdominal aorta, okay. The next, the lateral, dorsal and the terminal branches I will discuss in my next video of abdominal aorta. Thank you.